We see with one love, one heart, one drum beating to a song they're singing us home. We dance in white light under the starlight. We are the sacred seeds of the sound of Om. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love it. The Unitics gather at the last minute, but that's okay. I love seeing everybody here. I love seeing we've got a great Zoom crowd today. So, and Lorraine, thank you for your assistance in playing with the music. That's fun. All right, this is an icy welcome. I figured we needed something that looked cold, you know. And guess what? It's AI. I went looking for this, and you know, when I put it together, man, okay. But here we are at this 6-month mark of 2025. Just about. July 1st is this week. July 4th is coming up. So, wow, the year's just really gone fast. So,
before we know it, we're doing Advent, so you won't.
You know, every liturgical season, it just bam, 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 it just comes on. It really does. Welcome, first timers. We have some guests in the back from the Houston, Texas area, from Woodland, and so we're so glad that you stopped to join us this morning. And but Maggie's always good to see you. So, Melissa, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
it's been a hot minute.
Oh, okay. And Brantley, of course. And he brought snacks, y'all, so. But no matter what, you're in the right place at the right time, right now, right here. So we're glad to see everybody. And we are unapologetically inclusive. That is in our vision statement, that we are an inclusive community. So we're glad that all are here. Let us create the space. Okay. So, whether you rushed here or just had an easy Sunday morning, whatever your circumstance, hands on heart, we are here now. Gather your whole self. Feel the peace and joy in your heart. And then we open up our arms to our community online, our community here, and beyond. We open our hearts in generosity to our community. And then there's our teachers. We're all each other's teacher. But then we have wonderful teachers here at Unity. We have the teachings of Christ. And then there's the Buddha. Whatever ascended master or teacher you follow, we honor these teachers. And then there's this beautiful space that we've created here at Unity, this fresh new space. We are so grateful to gather here each Sunday and whenever we meet. And then there's the teachings of Unity. We are so grateful for the principles and the powers that help us live a wholehearted, fulfilled life. And then finally, all that is, we connect to that. We are one with this universe, with each other. And drop your arms. And we have created a wonderful space for this morning. Thank you. And we say together our opening statement, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in this universe, God, the good, the omnipotent. I say that all the time. As Lorraine would say, we throw light at the TV, but as I'm watching that news, I keep saying there's only one power and one presence. Yes. It doesn't look that way sometimes, but it is. So this has been, we're going to kind of have a little spiritual checkup because it's the 6-month mark of the new year. And we had a wonderful meeting in March. So we've set our vision and our mission. And our vision is that we are a unified, diverse world, embracing divine connection and inclusion for all. And we've been living that out this year, whether we've been on marches on South on Main, or the other day when we all crossed the bridge together, and then whether we're in our community, whatever, we live this mission, this vision. And our mission is to shine, let's say it together, to shine light, peace, and love by empowering and transforming lives through experiences of service and community. All right. So, the Christ candle. Who would like to light the Christ candle this morning? We didn't get the volunteers, but here, sometime I'm going to get you, Betty, up here too. Okay.
I'll be here to the draw this morning. So. You want to do it, Betty? You want to join me? We'll do it together? Why not?
Sure.
Christ candle. For every being, the light of Christ shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light, shining through us to bless each person in each situation we encounter. We light this candle as a symbol of the light of Christ, so we may remember the light that shines in each one of us, no matter where we are.
I loved hearing the harmony and unity in your voices together. That was nice. So we light this candle.
Candle? Join me in saying, oh, no, now we, nope.
What we did?
We're done.
Oh, good. We'll get you up here again. Okay, thank you. All right. And we behold the Christ in each other, and we say namaste. So, let's see. Today's daily word is release. And, you know, we've been talking about obstacles all in the month of June. So this last Sunday in June, it's perfect to say release. So, Angel, you want to read the daily word? Yeah.
Our daily word today is release. I release and move forward with a grateful heart. Although any experience can be seen as a gift, bringing new insight or deeper understanding, it may be hard to appreciate it at first. When I struggle to release a painful memory, I can open my mind and heart to better receive the gift of all that experience. For instance, learning why a relationship ended shows me where I can grow in understanding and empathy. Feeling the unconditional love of God, I forgive my past weaknesses and make amends where I can. When I recognize that holding on to resentment hurts only me, I can more easily release it and forgive. Blessed by the power of release and grateful for the power of God within, I move forward, ready to live and love fully again. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Genesis 32:26.
Thank you.
And if you'll join me in the affirmation together. I release and move forward with a grateful heart.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Angel. I did add another Bible verse that, because I love to look up in the archive, and it said, "Now look, I have just released you today from the fetters on your hands." And that's in Jeremiah. I'd love to know the context of that. But I love this, release you from the fetters on your hands. So, in Silent Unity, we're founded on prayer, and Silent Unity is 24/7. And these are the ways that you can contact Silent Unity. And I just looked, we've got a box full of prayers. I was looking for our letters from the Burning Bowl, and unfortunately they weren't there, but there was a lot of So we're going to be sending those prayers to Silent Unity, and they will stay in the chapel for 30 days.
How often did we collect a whole box just in the last month?
Well, we've needed to do it. It's this year. So here it is, a 6-month checkup. We need to mail them on. So we will do that. But now let us take a moment of prayer. You know, in Unity we do affirmative prayer. So it's not like begging from God. We open ourselves to recognize what God is and who we are in union, because we're in unity, in union with God. And then we claim and know and do and appreciate. So let us stop for a moment of prayer. We've created this sacred space, and in this sacred moment, in this beautiful community, I open my heart and mind to divine truth. I take a deep breath. I breathe into the power of this moment, and I center myself in peace. I let every heartbeat resonate with unity, every thought reflecting love and wisdom. As I sit here quietly, love and wisdom. For God is life, love, wisdom, and strength. And in prayer, I reflect on the challenges I face in health, perhaps, could be finances, relationships, national and worldwide conflicts. It's a lot, but we are children of God, and we face that with our divine nature and powers. I am animated by the power and vitality of life. The power of wisdom illuminates my thoughts. In prayer, I find the perfect direction. I am unwavering in the face of these challenges. With the power of strength, I persist with courage and resilience. I feel the stability and the standability. My spine is just strong, and I feel that unshakable faith. I align with the power of love to be and extend compassion, kindness, and harmony in my family, with my friends, in my community, and in the world. Let us move on from this moment of prayer to move as one unified, as one thing, unified in spirit, grounded in truth, and empowered by love. I so appreciate the Unity teachings, the power that brings me, and the peace. I appreciate this community. I appreciate that we pray together in affirmative prayer. We've gathered in the Christ consciousness. We will gather again. And so it is, and so it is. So today, I want to focus on reflect, renew, and reconnect, because it is a 6-month checkup. So let's see how that goes. Okay. Can't make the darn things are not working for me today. So there we go.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Okay. Yeah, excuse me. Let's be affirmative here. Okay. Thank you, Betty. All right, 2025. We said we thrive, and I remember when we did this for the burning for the White Stone ceremony. We went live, revive, alive, dive in, strive. So there's a lot of words there, but it's mainly we thrive. And all year long, we've had Becky Whitehead's monthly focuses. So we've had the power of thought, the moments of clarity, the intentions, going into action, and being co-creative. And of course, this month we've been looking at obstacles, and obstacles can come up at any one of those levels. And I have loved this series because it's really taught me, it's really made me, renew and reconnect to things I already knew, but a process that really works. And so I thought I was going to do the greatest hits from the months. So in that first month, we did the power of thoughts. And the affirmation was, my thoughts create my life, and I choose the good ones. Good, I guess that's a relative thing. But at any rate, that is kind of the third principle of unity, because we create our life in consciousness. So there we have it. And we know that, I love this Bible verse, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And then if we look, but it's not just thinking that we do. We have to realize that we're sensing and feeling, and we also have kind of an intuition and knowing. And all these functions of consciousness work together, and then when we integrate it, it is transcendent. So, and here's one of the most important things that we can remember, that all cause is in the realm of mind consciousness. So effects are the results of thoughts held in mind with feeling. And this is how our thoughts shape our world. At the level of consciousness, as well as the spirit, cause and effect are never separate. And so we always look to our teachers that we created the space with. Two that I really enjoy are Eckhart Tolle and Michael Singer. So Eckhart always says, you are not your mind, and Michael Singer says, there is nothing more important than realizing that you are not the voice of your mind. You're not the crazy roommate in your mind. You are the one who hears it, but you are not that voice. And the problem isn't life. The problem is the commotion that the mind makes about that life. And that kind of brings us to what Beverly talked about last week. And because these are obstacles we make in our mind. We make the commotion, and we can just stop it. Remember, I did the Bob Newhart, stop it. So just stop it. But I love Beverly's question. Is it me? It's not life. It's not out there. It's not. Is it me? So I think that's a good way to look at that. So let's see. All right. So February, that brought up clarity. So like the clear ocean sea in the bottom of the ocean, I sense clarity in all things I think and say and do. Yes, I do seek that, but we don't always get that. But remember that I made snow globes. Do you remember that? And a snow globe, you shake it up. So we kind of rumble with everything, and we got to get all shook up, and then it settles down. And so I don't want to read all of this, but when your stuff gets hit, just let it go. Release. See, we had that word today, release. And you're the one who notices the stuff coming up, and it's distinct from what you're experiencing. You are noticing it, and if you stay in the seat of awareness, what you are noticing will pass. But if you don't let it go, okay, well, just shake up that snow globe with thoughts, feelings, stories, beliefs, all of that, and you lose your clarity when you let all of that happen. So that was a good lesson. And from one of my favorite teachers, another teacher, Robert Gonzalez, from the he looks at the spirituality of nonviolent communication, and he says, I want to enter life authentically and compassionately. And first and foremost, I have to have that experiential clarity. So I need to distinguish between all those thoughts I have and all those evaluations and judgments that I make. And they're simply an emanation of my thinking mind and how it captures me experientially when I'm lost in it. So the more you get the clarity and use that power of discernment that we talk about in unity, the more I can distinguish and not get caught up in it. And so it is the foundation. It is absolutely the foundation for compassion and empowerment. And until I have that clarity, I don't have that inner spaciousness of heart. So to live authentically with compassion, that's a goal. I love the way all these themes came together. And then in March, we talked about intention, right? And you can see how we're moving up the ladder. We're getting closer and closer. You know, our creation process is just simply mind, idea, expression. So we've been talking about mind, we're getting into the idea of it, getting the clarity. Then there's this intention, and we want to have that deliberate intention. And when I live my life from a point of intention, I consciously create my experiences. And it's, if we expect a joyful encounter, and then we receive that joyful encounter, it is as if I place an order with the universe, trusting that what I desire will be delivered. That's how we pray affirmatively. It is done. It is done. Now, there are good intentions, and you know what they say about good intentions. They don't always work out. So there's this movie, The Wild Robot, that I talked about. I hope you all have seen this wonderful, wonderful movie. But with the wild robot, he was programmed to have an intention, and then he really kind of got in the way of, because he tried to fix all these little animals that didn't want his help. And he finally had to realize, well, what's real about this? And so he had to overwrite his, she named herself Roz. So Roz had to override her programming. We all have instincts of survival, she said, but we must become more than what we are programmed to be. Kindness is a survival skill, and we listen with a different part than what we were programmed when we go through our heart, the kindness of our heart. So, yeah. Now, April comes up about, well, that's action. And knowing and understand, this is the fifth principle, y'all. Knowing and understanding spiritual law is that's just the foundation. We must put the truth into action. So we talk about that a lot at Unity. And so from the Bible we have, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action. Because the truth, that's where it manifests in action. And Mark Nepo, another wonderful teacher. And so over time, staying real becomes the work of keeping our actions in the world connected to the truth of our inner being. Allowing our true self to see the light of day. Because we want to express that our true self is that Christ nature, that Christ consciousness. And we want to manifest and express it. Okay, now we come to May. This is coming right along here. May's theme, I am a co-creator. Or as Russ reminded, maybe we're just a creator. If we're really in unity, one with, maybe it's just the creator, one creator. The universe and I will work in harmony to create my life experiences. So, and I don't want to go, I've shortened this, but the 12 powers are all wrapped up in this creative process. And as I said, simply put, it is mind, idea, expression. And so we begin with light and illumination and understanding to connect to that divine mind. And with faith, we affirm the reality of the divine ideas. And then with imagination, we begin to form and shape our desired good. And will and understanding allows us to choose what to manifest and perhaps how to manifest it, and be willing to do what is required to manifest not just anything, but toward our highest good. With discrimination, we make wise and appropriate decisions. And with wisdom and love, we are united with our own consciousness and just in the unity, and we manifest our desires. And this is because Charles Fillmore, when he wrote this, he was kind of like the 7 days, like the creation story, and so he added the Sabbath. The Sabbath is just to stop and realize the assurance that our manifestation is forthcoming. And that's really a part of affirmative prayer, is to the assurance of things to come. And that's our faith, part of our faith too. All right, so June has been obstacles. Obstacles be gone. I turned the boulders along my path into pebbles to cushion my journey. And I did find a meme that did this. You know, you take a big rock, can you imagine? Just explode it, and it just becomes little things. It's not this big, huge obstacle. And so I'm not really going to review obstacles. And by the way, I hit my highlights from my talks because that's what I had on the computer. But I've got to say, I see Beverly and Russ. I really love this whole series. I think all of us and Becky Whitehead have added to this process. And our angel here, literally our angel, always converts our talks into wonderful videos. And I went to the YouTube channel, and they're all there, you guys, for you to review and enjoy. So this has just been a wonderful series, and we're going to continue more as the year goes on. But this is where we are so far, 6-month checkup. So let's do a checkup. Now, I put out in the newsletter for you all to bring your white stones if you have them, or remember. And sadly, this morning I was looking for the letters and that we wrote for the Burning Bowls service, and they're not. Some of you took them home. I reviewed some of mine from the past, and I did look in the prayer box, and they weren't there. And I've looked in the room, and I could not find the box. I know they're in there, and Russ does too. We talked about it, and we will mail those out to everybody that wrote one. But I was wondering if anybody would be, I'm going to share, but would anybody be willing to share what's the progress on your word and your letters? I know, and see, I don't have just a white stone. I have empower on my bracelet. And it's not empowered or empowerment, it's empower, because I have an issue with doing too much and not letting other people do what they need to do. And I have been trying to let go in many realms, in my family, in this church, in many places. And so I'm a work in progress, but it has really helped me to focus on that word, empower, this year. So, and yes, Angel, we were talking about that. You had a good word. So,
I had more than one word.
okay.
But it started out as be seen, but then I heard and shine. So be seen and shine. And I've done some things this year that I would normally have done. I wrote some books, and I thought, to get out there, I'm going to do a YouTube channel. And so I wrote, I did the YouTube channel, and I read all the chapters in the first book. And for the next day or so the ebook is free on Amazon. So, Between Worlds. And that is, getting in front of the camera instead of being behind it is a big thing. You get in front of it, it's like, ooh. And then watching yourself on camera, it's like, I didn't know I did this,
Oh yeah, but Angel, you have been up on platform a lot more.
Yes.
You have become more. I mean, you've always been over here working things, but you've done this too, and I've really appreciated that.
You know, and that's true, and part of it is because you're one of the people that have said, Angel, you're so good at that. You know, and I thought,
See, that's empowering, isn't it? Okay.
if I'm good at that, then that means that I can get in front of the camera and I can read those chapters of the book and post it on YouTube where people can see it.
Oh, that's super. Thank you so much. Now, y'all don't have to get up here, but if you want to share any progress on a word, I would love to hear more. Pam, what have you got a word that you've worked on this year, or?
Yes.
Here.
That's the story.
Okay.
My Whitestone, when first we were thinking about it, was
Right.
health.
Health, okay.
And as I wrote it, that was the first time ever in my whole life that heal came out of health.
Oh, heal. Heal is part
I
of
never
health.
noticed that.
Sure.
And then as things were going along, because of everything I was going through, I gave it another word when I flipped it over, and it was action. Action meaning, doing, stuff, but it also
Well,
represents...
that's one of the things we reviewed this morning, yeah.
It also represents me going forward in the film industry.
Okay.
So... Huh?
Yeah, you're making shorts now for us.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so you've really had a learning curve, and you're having some successes in that. That's wonderful.
And there was more than a couple times where you got up there and talked, and it was all about action. I'm like going, oh man.
Good, that's your word. Okay. Okay, yeah. What you got?
So mine was joyfulness. And one of the things that I got back to was I used to teach kids acting, and now I'm a substance abuse counselor, and I combined some therapeutic techniques with acting lessons for kids. I've been writing them all year, and actually I'm looking for somebody to film me teaching them, and I'm looking to publish them into a book, and it looks like you already know how to do that, and so I'm like, whoa, this is so crazy. So yeah, and your word was love.
Well, all right, just look at
I love you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else have one to share? So, Chris, what was your word? Look, I'm making everyone do it.
Well, aren't you the fancy one asking me questions? No, my word was unperturbed calm, which is actually 2 words, but I think I can get away with it. The daily word is often more than 1 word.
Yeah, that's true.
And given the nature of the world and our country at the moment, calm has been a blessing.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And while I occasionally get a little caught up in things, for the most part.
Oh yeah, we yell at the TV too,
Well, you have
as
to
well
yell
as
at the
throw light
TV.
at it.
Yeah. But it's been a relief to have a calm that underlies all the other nonsense of life. So,
Yeah, we have to stay calm in the face of all this. We really do.
well,
That's
we,
really appropriate today.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That is so appropriate.
Yeah, because we're being whipped up a lot. But if we have a choice, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
You know, just today I read in the newspaper, I read in the Arkansas Democrat. I read in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette about what's going on in the world and, and politically, and what that and all the results from that is several columnists are beginning or were writing today about. So I was writing that to my daughters. I was texting and just kind of not just capsulating what I was worried about and what I was feeling very uncalm about. And then I was sitting outside and I thought, I've got to change this. I've got to change what's going on inside my mind and my body. And about that time, a little hummingbird came and lit and began right in 3 yards from me, you know. And then a bumblebee, I'm sitting outside my front yard with all these flowers just right in front of me, and a bumblebee came along and started bumbling around on the flowers, and a breeze just lifted my hair, literally. And I said, thank you, God. I do believe I'm a co-creator. There is a mystery that surrounds me.
Yes.
That is not me, but that is me. And so, you know,
Very
it just
nice.
changed my whole demeanor and more or less into joy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I did not write a letter because I wasn't here
Okay.
at that time. But it would be to, whatever that, you know, to deliberately, intentionally change whatever's going on with me that feels bad, that's negative.
Okay.
And there's ways to do that, and one way is to ask the Creator around us. And I feel totally certain that that hummingbird and that bumblebee and that wonderful breeze was intentional and
Yes.
yeah.
And
changed
you
it.
noticed it.
Oh, yes. I mean, it was profound, yeah.
Very
So,
good.
yeah.
Thank you. That was perfect. Okay. I don't know, Substack is a new thing. It's, anyway, I won't go into it, but with every news and political thing or wonderful poem written by some wonderful writer, there's a lot of photographs, and it's usually nature. And nature, I think, stepping into our natural, beautiful world and observing the beauty around us, that is one of the tools that we should use frequently. Yes. Did you all do the Burning Bowl service and White Stone?
Yes, we were actually traveling. We did the Whitestone and the Unity Church of Phoenix.
Oh, in the university? Oh, because you were traveling? So, do you remember your word or not? But you don't have to give it.
I think my word was imagine.
Imagine.
But I'm not sure they remember theirs.
You don't remember doing the word? But isn't that one of your favorite services that we do at the beginning of the year?
Yes, that's why I wanted them to come and do it with me this time, because I
Well,
think
you
it's
know
great
what?
for kids too.
I do have stones, and anyone that wants, either if you want a new word or if you want to rewrite, so I'll be glad to give them stones, okay? I did find the stones. So, wow. Okay, we're on fire. Let's keep going. Let's keep going for the rest of the year. Is there anyone else that wanted to share anything? So, okay, thank you so much. And even if it wasn't playing like Daddy, that was wonderful. So, yeah. All right. Well, so, okay, again, well, I don't need that, do I? This is AI. And I asked it, I gave the affirmation about making the boulder into pebbles. So you see, it blew it up, there's the pebbles. So it's really kind of cool, isn't it? So let's take a moment for, with a slight meditation here. Oh, I feel such energy from that sharing. That's what community is about. And then with that sharing, there's such transformation and inspiration, imagination. It's like all the powers have come alive. This has been a beautiful space this morning. But let us take some deep breaths. Breathe in through your nostrils and let us sigh out. Oh, I journey deeper into the core of my being, resting in the quiet presence in this space with this community, with my source, feeling that peace and that unperturbed calmness, and also feeling the shine, the joy. Peace gently washes over me, and it calms my body and my mind. And in the stillness, I connect with divine peace and wisdom. I feel myself centered in this silence, and I find serenity. I feel that channel of energy running through my being. And even if we don't have it, but you can hold your white stone in your mind, or if you have it, you can hold it. Renew your imagination to envision how your word or letter can be lived in the remaining year. Reconnect to your purpose. Feel the wholeness. Feel the life and the love and the wisdom and the strength. And I just came alive with Betty's image. Imagine yourself sitting in the garden, and whatever bird, hummingbird, bird, bluebird, whatever shows up, and the beautiful flowers. And we're in the hot, humid South. Every once in a while, a cool breeze will come along. Flowers sway, and we see the bumblebees at work. Oh, what a beautiful image. And we can actually go out and seek that garden. Anytime we can do it in our minds, with our imagination, or just walk in nature. Feeling so blessed that we have our senses in this beautiful world to experience. Let's take a moment of silence for whatever is arising in you. Reflect, renew, reconnect. Beautiful song.
Kiss the sky. Kiss the sky.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Notice, and he had to release. He had to release like so.
Yeah.
So for your weekly practice, hey, continue your wellness check. Reflect on your intentions, your word, your letter. Renew your commitments. Reconnect to your purpose. And as I love to dance, listen to the music, then move, and then make magic.